My dad had an affair, I think it was just after my 11th birthday. He came home and told us, sat me and my sister down with my mum, and my mum was crying, and he said that Susie was pregnant with his child. And I was just in shock because I knew Susie, I was in choir with her daughter and my dad, and that's how Dad and Susie met. I didn't want to live anymore, and yeah, it's pretty absurd thoughts to have when you're 11. And my sister moved in with my dad and Susie and her kids, and I moved with my mum to Scoresby. I guess I felt rejected, I suppose, by my dad, and so I just felt a bit alone as well. I used to sit at home. It got to a point, you know, I'm 13, 14, taking drugs and drinking, you know, maybe 3 times a week. And sometimes I'd do it by myself. I'd sit at home and just drink, just to try and to feel that hole of loneliness and pain that I was feeling and stuff. So yeah, just tried anything to try and get rid of it, and nothing was working. I had a little girl crush on this guy, and anyway, he went off with another friend of mine who was anorexic. I just kind of felt like to be accepted by people and to be, if I was ever to be loved, I had to be skinny. So yeah, that's when I started being bulimic, and whatever I did eat, I had to throw it up. So maybe don't include that part. It's gross. I was asking all the questions about life and why am I here, and there has to be more to this. And there was a group called Young Life that came into my school, a group of youth workers, and yeah, I kind of hung out the back of the oval smoking, and anyway, this girl came up and hung out with us, and she was really cool and just like a surfer chick. And anyway, she ended up telling me she was a Christian, and I was so surprised because I just thought all Christians were old ladies. Anyway, I got to know her and stuff, and she was such a real person. She wasn't fake like everyone I hung out with. And anyway, I asked if I could go to her church one day, and then yeah, I went along. That was my first time at church. Yeah, anyway, so everyone at church was real, and actually felt love and acceptance, even though for the first few times going to church I was hungover, but everyone still loved me. And yeah, slowly, it was like about maybe 2-3 months before I actually accepted Christ, but I kind of just hung out with the people and learnt about God, and I just really thought it through a lot. Am I talking too much? Well, it completely changed my life. I wanted to stop living that lifestyle and drinking and smoking and everything. I just wanted to leave it all behind, and yeah, it was a pretty dramatic change. I started to be nice to people at school, and I started to be able to forgive people, which was good. Able to forgive my dad and my stepmom, and yeah, I'm a new creation. That's probably the best thing, and that person that I was just speaking about is not who I am now. I'm totally separated. That's not even Lauren. That's not even me. And yeah, I love that. And how I just had a new start to life, and that I've been forgiven for all the bad stuff that I did. And yeah, when I became a Christian, I realised that God loved me for who I was. I didn't have to be anything else, and that He had created my body with all its curves and that, yeah, I needed to love myself the way I am. How I personally worship Him is just by singing to Him, and I'll come home and I'll just sing to God, and that just always makes me feel better. And yeah, just talking to Him, and yeah, painting I also helps me express how I'm feeling, and yeah, I really feel God's pleasure when I'm doing that stuff, singing as well. Yeah.